Hey guys, today we have Aman and he is having total 4.2 years of experience in Java, Spring Boot and microservices domain. And those who want to give same free mock interview, please fill out the form below in the description. So now let's get started. Hey, hello Aman, how are you?
Hey, hi Faizan. I am good.
Yeah, shall we start?
Yes.
Okay. So Aman, can you please introduce yourself and your recent project in brief?
Okay. So my name is Aman Singh Rajawat. I born and brought up in a Gwalior itself, and I have done
Mhm.
BE from Computer Science in 2019. And I joined at Capgemini in 8th of June 2021. It has been
Mhm.
more than 4.2 years that I have been aligned with Capgemini itself. In a
Okay.
Capgemini, I work on different technologies, different clients, different
Mhm.
projects, different tech stacks. Right. Recent project that we have just delivered some companies. There was some
Mhm.
client, so we just built a timesheet management system for that client.
Okay. So you are working on time management sheet, right?
Yes, timesheet
Okay.
management.
Okay. So what's the tech stack you guys are using?
The tech stack that we were using in that project is Java, Spring Boot,
Okay, may I
Postman,
know the versions?
Java's 8. We were using Java's 8.
Java 8. Why not the higher versions of Java like 17, 21, 11?
This project is a legacy project, so they were just
Okay.
want to do this LT support. Yes,
Okay, okay. So is it based on monolithic or microservices?
it is based on this monolithic architecture.
Monolithic. So do you guys have any plan to shift from monolithic to microservice?
Recently, we don't have any plan, but if our
Any
client
plan?
asks us to,
Okay, so Aman, tell me if two threads try to update the same key simultaneously, how does concurrent hash map handle it?
concurrent has to basically just divide your object into a segments, right? Then
Okay,
it will just only lock that segment which is particularly used by these threads.
okay. What happens if you declare a static methods in both parent and child?
Okay, so if you declare a static method, that will be a method hiding. It won't be a method overloading. It looks like overloading, but overriding,
Mhm.
but it is not overriding. It is a method hiding.
Okay, okay. Yeah, yeah. So since static methods are not overridden, they are hidden. Which method is called depends on the reference type, not the object type. Yeah,
Yes.
that's correct. So among string builder, string buffer, which one would you use in a multi-threaded environment?
So in a multi-thread in the environment, we
Hmm.
can go with the string itself and string builder
Okay,
itself, right? But if you
okay,
want a immutable object, you can use this string.
okay, okay. So string is immutable and string builder and buffer is mutable, right? But
Yes.
string buffer is thread safe.
Let's say
Okay. So how does Java handle memory allocation between heap and stack?
memory allocations, right? When you create a
Hmm.
object of object, the object will be get stored in a heap memories, right? And the
Okay.
reference that referring that object that will be stored in a stack memories area.
Okay. And where are the static variables stored?
Static variable they are stored in a meta space.
Metaspace. Yeah, that's correct. Okay. Hey guys, I want to share something important with you. Actually, Aman prepared from our interview preparation kit and cracked multiple interviews. We have also referred him to the multiple companies. So let me tell you, the interview preparation kit has basically four main parts. The first is complete interview preparation material. It is a step-by-step material made by me, experts and MNCs interviewers. 99% of the questions asked in interviews are covered in it. Second is true real enterprise client projects. Code and video recorded sessions are here and you can add these in your resume. Third is lifetime chat support, so you can ask your doubts anytime. Fourth is referral support. Here we help you get refers to the top MNCs. So basically the material is organized as per your experience level and covers Java, Spring Boot, Spring Security, Spring Data JPA, Kafka, microservices, Maven, Git, coding questions, TBP coding questions, and many more. You can buy just the complete interpretation material or the full kit with project support and referrals. I have added the links in the description below. So now moving to our interview. And guys, before moving to our interview, I would like to know the true feedback of this interpretation kit from Aman. So Aman, can you please provide your feedback?
Yes, actually I have purchased this interview preparation kit. I have
Mm-hmm.
gone so many questions, right? Most of the questions that I have been asking that interview, they are from
Mm-hmm.
this, right? You won't get any question that are the out of this kit. So
Mm.
it
Okay.
helped me a lot to clear this interviews.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Thank you. So now moving to our interview. So can you tell me how does Java Stream API work internally?
Okay, so Java Stream, it is a basic a lazy, right? So it won't
Mm-hmm.
I terminate when there any this a terminal operation that has been called over a stream, so it
Mm-hmm.
won't trigger. But that is basically it is a lazy in nature, right?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So
Okay.
it is used for the pre-process the data.
Hmm. So do you know about pipeline?
Yes.
Yeah,
In
can
Stitch,
you?
we created this pipelines using some
Mhm.
terminal intermediate operations and terminal operations.
Okay. Okay. What's the difference between map and flat map?
Okay, map we use it we can use this a map within a list itself. But if
Hmm.
you have a list of list, you can use the flat map to flatten the list.
Okay. Okay. Can you tell me the difference between comparator and comparable?
Okay, so comparable provide you the compare two methods, and comparator
Hmm.
provide you this compare methods. And
Okay.
comparator we use for a multi sorting sequence, right? We can,
Hmm.
and this compare we use for single sorting sequence.
Okay. Can we use both for sorting the same collection?
Yes, we can use.
Okay. Okay. Uh, so are these functional interfaces?
Yes, I guess this is the
Okay.
function.
So how they are functional interfaces?
Functional because they contains only one abstract methods, compare or compared.
Okay. Okay. So can you tell me how Spring Boot auto configuration mechanism work?
Okay, so when you talk about auto configuration, it just contains Spring Boot. Spring Boot application start with this as is at the rate Spring Boot
Mm-hmm.
application annotation. It contains a component scan, enable
Okay.
auto configuration configuration. When you
Mm-hmm.
talk about this enable auto configuration, it scans the
Mm-hmm.
files which is a Spring dot factories. It contains
Mm-hmm.
all the classes that has been we have to load. So based on
Mm-hmm.
the conditional annotation, we just load all the classes.
Yeah, yeah, that's correct. How would you disable a specific auto configuration?
We can disable using this exclude, right?
Okay.
Or we can also disable using this uh, properties. We can properties file, or we can use the conditional annotations.
Okay. Okay. How do you secure REST APIs?
We use this. We can use this Spring Security
Mm-hmm.
JWTs. We can use secure REST APIs.
Okay. Okay. Can you tell me some important annotations that we must use in Spring Security?
We can use this enable method securities. We can
Mm-hmm.
use at the rate pre authorize, at the rate
Okay.
post authorize.
And what's the difference between pre-authorized and secured annotation?
Pre-authorized, it is just tells you when you want to perform any authorization before
Mm-hmm.
uh, execute that method. We can use this
Mm-hmm.
pre-authorize. In secured annotation, we have to pass some roles, like which roles
Mm-hmm.
it has.
Okay. 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 So, can you tell me the difference between auth 2 and jot based authentication?
Auth 2 and
Jot, JWT.
JWTs. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so over 2, right?
Yes. Yes. Auth 2.
Okay, we use this over 2, like suppose we want to provide this authentication based on this third parties, like
Mm-hmm.
authentication using this Google, all these things. We can use this
Okay.
OAuth, but when you
Okay.
want to provide this authentication authorization using this any
Mm-hmm.
token, you can use the
Mm-hmm.
JW.
Okay. Okay. Suppose one of your microservices is responding very slowly and it's
Mhm.
affecting the whole system. How would you diagnose and fix the issue?
We can check this logs wherever we have this log, and we can also check this actuators, the metrics
Mm-hmm.
when which object is taking a long time, right? Based on
Mm-hmm.
this, we can track, right? Or if you want to increase the performance your application, you can use this async annotations. You can
Mm-hmm.
optimize the database performance. You can enable the cachings, all these things.
Mm. Yeah, yeah, that's correct. Okay, so tell me which tools of Spring Boot would you use for observability? If you want to observe something, which tools would you use?
Observabilities, that is.
Observability means if you want to observe your applications after
Mhm.
completing it, which tools would you use? For example, Actuator is one
Executor.
of the
Mhm.
yes tool. So yeah,
Executor.
yeah, yeah. And other than actuators, I just want to know.
Other than actuators.
Mhm. For example, Splunk,
Okay, that
Grafana.
we Grafnas we use this
Mm,
Prometheus we used, right? In the
yeah, yeah.
Prometheus we just send our data into this Grafnas to check the
Mm,
dashboard, all these things.
yes, yes. Correct, correct. Okay. So, do you know about circuit breaker in microservice?
Yes, we use this circuit breaker to this fault tolerant mechanism, right? If there
Okay.
is any microservice that is failing, we can use this circuit breaker design pattern.
Okay, okay. So, what happens when the fallback method itself fails?
Then I think it has to just we use this, I guess, retry, right? Again,
Mm-hmm.
we try to retry this services, try to call it again. If that is still in not responding, that is gone to this hub. open state.
Hmm. And
And in
also,
the
it's
crash,
up to the project manager, or I mean, it's up to us. Like, if we want to propagate the exception, we can do. Like, if the fallback method fail, we can throw the exception.
okay,
Yeah. What's the difference between component, service, repository, and controller annotation?
controller.
Yes, yes.
Yes.
Okay, first
Controller is
tell me the difference between component, service, and repository only. Then we'll later.
okay. Component and service. Component we use to declare our,
Mm-hmm.
we actually we use, this is a stereotype annotation we use for
Mm-hmm.
this to create a bean, right? So
Okay.
in the component itself, it is used to create a generic beans. But
Mm-hmm.
if you are declaring it with at the rate services, it means it is specifying that is it is a service bean
Mm-hmm.
that is handling all the business logics.
Okay. What if I put component instead of service? Will it work?
Yes, it will work.
It will work. Okay. And what if I put controller annotation instead of REST controller? Will it work?
It will won't throw any exception. It won't get you any error, but
Mm.
it will not give you the desired output that you are looking for.
Mm. Yeah, yeah, that's correct. What's the difference between bean and component?
Okay, bean in bean, if you want to declare a bean, you have to you have
Mm.
to declare within in a configurations class. But in component, you don't need to declare in the configuration class. You can
Mm.
directly declare a component over a class, right? In bean,
Okay.
you have to declare a method as at the rate bean.
Okay. So if two beans of the same type exist, and if we are not using any primary annotation or qualifier annotation, what would happen?
It will give you the ambiguity problems, right?
Okay.
Spring won't be able to understand which beans you are going.
Mm-hmm. So it will throw an exception, right?
Yes,
So may I
ambiguity.
know the name of that exception?
The exception name would be this ambiguity exceptions. I guess.
Yeah, it will be no unique bean definition
Mhm.
exception.
Yes.
Okay. So how does Spring Boot manage external configurations?
External configurations.
Mm-hmm.
You have to just add the dependencies, all these things. You have to provide all the configuration in those properties files.
Okay. What is the priority order of properties?
Okay, so the first this application dot properties will be get executed. That is the default one. That will
Mm.
be the higher priority.
Okay. Okay. And what about command line arguments?
That will be the most higher priority. If you
Yeah,
give
yeah.
this command line
So first
argument,
is
that is
command line, then environment variables, then
and
application YAML properties, then config servers, and defaults.
oh,
Okay. Okay.
yes.
So how does Spring Boot automatically scan and load beans?
It just check using this at that component scan. It just scan all your application and just try to find which conversion that you have used. Based on those things, it will just create
Mm.
the beans, all these things.
Okay, okay. Yeah, it basically scan packages under the main class annotated with the Spring Boot application, find classes annotated with
Yes.
component, service, etc. Right? So yeah. What's the difference between Spring Boot application annotation and enable auto configuration?
Enable auto configuration or Spring
Mm-hmm.
Boot applications.
Mm-hmm.
Spring Boot application internally it contains this enable auto
So it's
configurations.
a superset. Hello. Hello.
Yes,
Yeah, yeah.
yes, I'm audible.
Yes, yes, you
Yes.
are audible now. Please go ahead.
Hmm. So it is a superset, right? At the rate
Yes, yes.
Spring Boot
Mm-hmm.
application it is superset. It internally contains this enable auto configurations.
Correct, correct. Okay. Tell me what are the profiles in Spring Boot
There is
and how do you activate a specific profile in different environments?
okay. So using a profile, we are just separating our this configurations, right?
Mm-hmm.
All the properties that we haven't declared, we just want to separate with the different profile, development, uh,
Mm-hmm.
testing, all these things. So we can just you activate a profile using this profile dot activate equal to the profile name that you want to activate.
Okay. Okay. So what happens if no exception handler is defined in our Spring Boot application?
So no exception handler, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it will, I guess, use this a default exception handler.
Okay. Yeah, yeah. Spring Boot basically returns a default error response with the status 500.
Yes.
Hmm. Okay. So how do you make a Spring Boot application asynchronous?
So we have multiple things to do to just make it our application into asynchronous. We can use at the
Mm-hmm.
rate async. We can use
Okay.
this a completable future, right?
Okay.
these things.
Mm. Okay. When would you use async annotation versus completable future?
Completable future, it's when you want to perform a chainings, right? Non-blocking things. You can
Mm.
go with this a completable future.
Okay. Okay. How do you handle file uploads in Spring Boot REST API?
For that, I have not implemented, but we use this buffer writer with the streams.
Mm. There is a concept multi-part file in controller.
Multi-part file.
So we could use that.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. What's the difference between request param and path variable?
Path variable, like you want to pass any variable in this endpoints, you can use this a path variable. And request param when you want to perform any query parameters.
Okay. Okay. So tell me, since you are working on a monolithic application, but in future, if you want to build your monolithic, I mean, upgrade your monolithic to microservice, what challenges would you get? Do you have any idea?
For that, like we might get this when you are just migrating your application into this
Hmm.
microservice, you might get so many configurations issues, right? You
Okay.
have to divide your Mothi architecture into different services. You have
Hmm.
to design your entire applications again, and
Okay.
and that is all things, I guess.
Okay. Okay. Suppose you have an e-commerce system where the payment service is down. How will you design the system so that the order service will still work?
Okay, we just use this fault tolerant mechanism to do these things,
Okay.
right? We can use circuit breaker, retries,
Do you know about Saga pattern?
Saga design pattern. Yes.
Yeah, yeah, please go ahead.
Yes, the Saga design pattern we use when we are working with this transactions, complex
Mm-hmm.
transactions. It just Saga design pattern just break your complex times into small chunks so they
Mm-hmm.
can execute, and that is a recoverable as well.
Okay. Okay. And what about event-driven pattern?
Event driven patterns, like for
Mm.
that I'm not sure, but yes, we use this Kafka for this event streaming, all these things.
Mm. Okay, okay. Okay, so let's say if your database has millions of records and you need to fetch data with pagination efficiently, how would you implement it in Spring Data GPA?
In the data JPA, it is just contained by default. That is a pagination sorting that is by default available in this JPA repositories. So if you
Okay.
want to
Like,
uh,
is there any difference for the larger data sets?
mm, for larger data set, where you have to just like provide this pages, right? The records, that how many reports you want to in a per page,
Mm.
and these things we can
So
do.
have you heard about key set pagination or indexed based pagination?
For that, I'm not sure, but there is a something cursor based infinite scrolling, these things, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay. Okay, so how would you optimize performance for heavy read-write operations in Spring Data JPA?
Heavy read and write.
Mm-hmm.
For that, I'm not sure.
Okay. For read caching, read
Okay.
replicas,
Okay.
projection, for write batch updates, async queries, partitioning,
Mhm.
so and for general indexing. Okay. Okay, so tell me about a time when you had a production issue. How did you debug and resolve it? How did you ensure it won't happen again?
So there was a one issue that has been in a production side. The production level is someone of our colleague that has forget to just
Mm-hmm.
create our one class at the rate
Mm-hmm.
component. It was not able to find that bean. So we it takes time to like they figure it out where it is comes from, like where he forget, like so. That is we use this Splunk tool, all these things to
Mm-hmm.
correct.
Okay. Let's say if there is a new requirement coming from the client, so how would you start? Or how do you start from the scratch? What's your approach?
Okay, so suppose if a client tells us to design some feature or any things,
Mm-hmm.
right? We just first have to think about this requirements, right? What is the requirements? Understand the
Mm-hmm.
requirement properly. Then we think about the tech stacks, all these
Mm-hmm.
things, databases. Uh, we just design all these things, right? Then
Mm-hmm.
we start this coding.
Okay. Okay, so how do you coordinate with other team members?
We use this Slacks, right? We use
Slack.
mm,
Okay.
mm, some Teams meetings.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so suppose your REST API response time is increasing after database growth, how do you optimize it?
We can just check why it is just taking too long time. We
Mm-hmm.
can just use this caching as well. We can optimize our database, right? We can use this indexing, optimize queries. We can remove this n plus one,
Mm-hmm.
all these things we can do.
Okay. Okay, so would you prefer caching or database indexing? Like which one would you prefer?
We would prefer this caching, I guess.
Caching. Why?
Why? Because if there is so many data that has a frequently
Mm-hmm.
used and rarely modified, we can go with this caching. Or because by default there is a indexing is available, right? A
Mm-hmm.
primary indexing is there.
Okay. Okay, so if your project's build time is taking 15 minutes, how would you reduce it?
We just figure it out why it is taking too long time, right?
Okay.
We
Mm-hmm.
just check like we don't want
No, no,
to.
like I just want to know the things. What would you do?
We just exclude all these unnecessary the configuration, all these things that are
Okay.
we are not going to use in our project. We exclude all these things.
Okay. Have you heard about parallel builds?
No,
Incremental builds?
no. So these things that I'm not
Okay.
aware.
So there are few things that we could do like parallel builds, incremental builds, cache dependencies, split modules, optimized tests. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So moving ahead. Suppose your production logs are too large to analyze manually. How would you handle monitoring and log analysis?
We can just provide this some rolling policies, right? If there is, we can just define a size of
Mm,
that file. If this file is incrementing the 10 MBs or 2
mm,
MB, we can just create new files.
okay. Okay. So let's say you are asked to design a notification service. How would you architect it from the scratch?
To design our notification service, we have to
Yes.
think about it like which design pattern we will use, to whom we have to send this notifications. We have to send
Mm,
this same notification. We have to send multiple
mm-hmm.
notifications. So these
Okay.
check.
Okay. So would you use queues or queues or direct APIs in this
We use
service?
queues. We use
Queues.
queues.
Why?
Because like suppose if some user is logging in our website, right, we just want to
Mm-hmm.
send a welcome mail to that users, right? If
Okay.
something that has happened wrong, right, so the
Mm-hmm.
mail is not able to find, so that mail is itself will be stored in a queue itself. When this user
Mm-hmm.
or something is properly working, the mail will be get delivered to the users.
Okay. Okay. So tell me how Git is helping to in building your project.
Yes, so we are using this git, right? So just
Mm.
we just track all these things, the changes
Okay.
that we have made on.
So what is Git cherry pick?
Git cherry pick,
Mm-hmm.
so that I'm not aware about it.
Okay, so let's say there is a main branch and there is a feature branch, your branch, and now you don't want, let's say you have pushed 20 commits in your feature branch, but you don't want to merge all those commits into the main branch. What you can do is you could you pick few commits from your feature branch and merge into the main branch. So that is Git cherry pick. So we can take help from the Git cherry pick by if someone want to do this.
Yes, git.
Okay. And what is Git rebase?
Git rebase, I'm not actually
Okay,
able
okay.
to recall.
So what are the day-to-day Git commands that you used generally?
We use this push, pull,
Push, pull.
right, commit, add, all these things we use.
Okay,
History.
okay, okay. And what is the use of Maven in our project?
Yes, we are using this Maven.
Okay, so
In
like what's the purpose of Maven?
like it just maintain this entire life cycle of that project. We don't
Mm-hmm.
need to do
Okay.
in our.
Okay. Okay. So, Aman, now I would ask you few coding questions, Stream API coding questions. So please share your screen, then I'll ask. Okay, one by one. Yeah, please go ahead. Okay.
Yes.
So the question is, you are given a list of integers, right?
Okay.
And you have to print the first repeating character. Sorry, first repeating integer. Let's say, yeah, first initialize an array. Let's say 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. Take 1 and 2 also in between.
One, two.
1 and 2.
Yes.
Okay, so since don't take 1, just only 2 is fine.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. Then I'll. Okay. So here basically one is a non-repeating integer and two is repeating integer. First repeating integer is 2. So we will print 2 through stream API. You have to do this.
Oh, right. So we can use this filter dot frequencies collectors dot frequencies,
Hmm.
right? If appearing more than once, and it is a list,
Hmm.
LST, I guess.
We have to pass arguments here.
Yes. Then we have to pass two arguments, right?
Yes, yes. So in filter first pass that thing like, yeah. No, no, arrow like element or any number, or we just pass a X arrow.
Okay, LST. Right.
Okay, so first, I think first argument should be list, then second one would be LST.
First here, right?
Yeah, here I think first would be list, LIST, and the second, yeah, I think,
Yes. Right.
mm, variable already.
It is this. We delete this. Now it works fine. This too.
Yes, it's true.
We can also collect it in a set to remove duplicates.
Okay, yeah, yeah, yeah. That's a long process, I think.
Hmm.
Okay, so yeah, yes, now the second question is you have to print the sum of this list.
Okay. So to print, we can use this as this reduce. We have
Mm-hmm.
to pass this zeros,
Mm-hmm.
then a comma b's,
Mm-hmm.
something like that.
Okay.
Count it into sum.
Okay. Now, instead of list, you are given an array of integers, and you have to print the sum of integers.
Array of integers, right?
Yes, yes.
One, two, three, four, five. So what I have to print?
The sum of integers from the array.
So to do this, arrays, right?
Mm-hmm.
Arrays, stream, we just pass arrays, then we do reduce, and then same a,
Okay.
comma, a plus b, a comma b, sorry, a comma b would be there, then a plus b.
Mhm. Okay. 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 So, yes, yes, perfect. So, yes, Aman, it's done from my end, and it was a very, very nice interview.